come to the scene of the crime. You know, this is where it all started.
It's a revolution.
Maybe Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Everywhere is a start to something.
Corporation and greed has spread like a disease, and we need to keep it in check with democracy.
All day, all week, Occupy Wall Street. All day, all week, Occupy Wall Street. All day, all week, Occupy Wall Street. All day, all week, Occupy Wall Street.
I live pretty close, and I'm currently unemployed, and I'm a college graduate. I have $20,000 in student loans. My parents, my dad lost his job, and so it's just like, you know, I need to support this movement as much as any of the other 99% has to. And I've always been a huge advocate for human rights and being opposed to corporate greed. I think that they should know that it's not just a bunch of hippies, to say, quote unquote, you know, just hanging out here and trying to just, you know, shack up. And, I think it's completely more than that. It's a revolution, and it's just, people should be heard. They have a voice, and as a group, it makes us stronger if we're all together and voicing our opinions and where we stand. Everybody here is from all over, and they have all different opinions, but through this, we can all connect and have something in common. You know, we're all the 99%, so that's what connects us all.
What inspired me to be here is it's a very powerful, emotional feeling. You know, it's kind of like the awakening of a sleeping beast almost. You know, the 99% of our population has been so cheated for so long. It's nice to see this kind of great awakening happen. And I was really kind of swept away by the feeling of it, just following it on the news every day, until like pretty much got to the point where I was like, well, I have to be a part of this. And you know, I had the choice of being a part of it in my hometown in Boston, which 10,000 people showed up last weekend, which was really cool. But the reason I decided to come to New York was I decided to come to the scene of the crime. You know, this is where it all started, and this is where it's all going to end eventually. So that's what brought me out here.
Mainly from donations and money that people donate, right? Some people go out and buy supplies, and they make most of it over there. Yeah.
And what inspired you to come down and be a part of it?
Man, why not? I mean, there's so many like reasons, you know. Even if just like the BP oil spill was like the only one reason why we're here. Like, you know, a corporate company makes millions off of a natural resource, spills it all over the ocean, doesn't really give a damn. You know what I mean? And they still do the same thing. They're still doing oil. Why not like turn your company around? Why not go completely green from now on? Say, look, I'm sorry, we fucked up. Let's go absolutely green.
I came to New York to see what this was all about. And what I found was a lot of solidarity in other people, especially young people my age, going through similar struggles and wanting to do something about it. And that's inspiring and empowering. And at the end of the day, it feels really good.
I can't pay my rent. I can't find a job. Unemployment ran. There's no way to turn to. I know where to go. I'm going down to Wall Street and down. Don't give the wealthy my hard-earned money or bonus to corruption. Stop all the wars that we have because we know the whole friends are at fault.
We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
came down here to be part of a global revolution. What are you talking about? A lifetime of being fucked over. You live, you work, you never get what you deserve. You know, if you want to make art, you have to scrape through life trying to produce your art. It doesn't make any sense. You know, there's better ways to organize society than what we've got right now. You know, maybe this is a start. Maybe Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Everywhere is a start to something. That's why I came down here.
I want to say that I don't like it when heartburn pills go from $30 a bottle to $1,080 a bottle if you lose your coverage. I don't like it when veterans from Vietnam, from Iraq, from Afghanistan, and from all the American wars don't get treated properly and come home to find their houses in foreclosure. I don't like not being paid enough to be able to pay my mortgage or my bills. I don't like it when my credit card interest rates go from 3% to 28%. And I don't like it when a hedge fund manager says that he paid for the campaign finances for Chuck Schumer and Kristen Gillibrand, and therefore they better protect him against people like me. We're all very focused, but mainstream media won't let you see us on TV because they don't want middle America to find out that we are them and they are us. Because then they'll really have their hands full.
All day, all week, Occupy Wall Street! 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 All day, all week.
Occupy Wall Street Journal, folks. Get your paper. Yeah, Occupy Wall Street Journal. Yeah, I came out here because Americans need something like this. We've been watching all of our wealth get appropriated over the last 30 years. Meanwhile, we're losing our voice in our own democracy. You know, I'm 29 years old. I was told growing up that I'd have a say, I'd have elected representatives that represent me. I've now come to find out that's not true. And I don't have money to hire lobbyists for myself. So we're out here banding together to have our voices be heard, to bring these issues into public discussion, to come together as a people, as a 99%, and demand justice, demand equality, demand a voice.
Corporate greed has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! Corporate greed has got to go!
Wall Street, Times Square, Occupy Everywhere!
Corporation and greed has spread like a disease, and we need to keep it in check with democracy. Actually, we linked arms, and one of the police officers started punching me.
Some guy that was like bleeding. It was,
So that's when the sit.
No, we were standing because once we started sitting, they started pushing back the barricades. They're definitely trying to provoke because they brought the horses in past the barricade. They opened up the barricade to bring in the horses. Yeah, so they're provoking.
The police started bringing more horses aimed at this crowd, so we decided to sit down to show that we are peaceful. There was some trying to get past the barricade, and that turned into a shoving match between the police and the people. And then the people backed up, but then the horses came, and then we were back here and we were like, let's just sit down. And now they seem to have calmed down too.
I just got news from Liberty Square. News from Liberty Square. The General Assembly. Will be meeting. At 10 p.m. At Washington Square Park. Bring your dancing shoes. Yeah.
Corporate what? This is basically 99%. This is what we're representing. This is Bloomberg and everybody else in the front, and we're everybody in the back eating shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're basically in the mercy of the government right now. And right now it's a time for a change. And I'm not originally from New York. I'm from the West Indies, St. Lucia. You know, but I've been here since like '92. And then from on, and you know what? I'm tired of this whole situation and how the government is running this country, and it's like, it's not right. You know, we're getting fucked over. And you know what? It's time for a change. And I'm ready for a change. And you know what? I'm making a stand, and I'm raising my voice. Like, it's time for a change. Without us, this country cannot survive. Period. You know what? So they need to understand and pay attention to what's going on with this movement, because they cannot survive in this country without us. Without us making this movement, without us building everything, without us like voting, without our votes and everything else, this country cannot survive. Because we actually run this country, not the government. We put whoever we want in office, you know. So it's about that time that they realize that they ain't shit without us, period, and recognize, you know, this is what this represents.
Looks like there's about 10 to 20 cops going in that direction.
Washington Square Park closes at midnight. Persons who remain in the park after midnight are subject to arrest for trespassing. Washington Square Park is a public park that closes at midnight. As per New York City law, persons who elect to remain in the park past midnight are subject to arrest for trespassing. This is the end of your power.
You're trying to get us with comedy.
This is the end of your control. Goodbye.
You're going to use comedy out here.
And we did a full circuit around the park with the bullhorn. I'm sure at least 600, 700, 800 people have heard me. If you feel that there's someone in there who needs to get that information, I encourage you to pass it to them as quickly as possible, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's going to happen next?
What's the full message?
What is New York City Park, as per the law, closes at midnight. This is clearly written in the Parks Code. It's something that we've enforced here on an ongoing basis. There's posted signs as well on several of the exits. If you remain in the park past midnight, you're subject to arrest for trespassing.
And what time is it?
No problem.
We are fighting for your jobs. We're fighting for our checks. The banks are taking them away from us.
A lot of people will be marching. Or taking the train. Back to Liberty Plaza. Back to Liberty Plaza. If you want to join that. Meet on the south side of the park. Meet on the south side of the park. Pretty much now. The police are trying to provoke us. And we want to go back. And we want to go back. To protect what we want. Keep building our movement. Keep building our movement. We'll be back. And we'll be back. Let's go.
Dancing to the east, the west, or the south. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah.